Hi Libras, how are you? Welcome to March. Man, I can't believe it's already March. It's crazy how the time went by. Well, I hope you had a wonderful January and February, and I'm really curious how they went for you because those were kind of very important months where you kind of had to clean up some of the old stuff and move into the new things, because there are a lot of new things happening to all of us around March and April. And specifically during March, we're going to have, to me, the biggest thing would be when it comes to communication, the biggest thing would be Mercury going in retrograde. And I know a lot of people say it's like, oh, Mercury in retrograde, blah, blah, blah. Do I believe it? Do I not believe it? But I'll tell you personally, it really hit me hard. And it hit me even before it started. So technically the beginning of the Mercury retrograde is on March 5th, which is coming up next week. And it's going to last till March 28th. So it's a long time to be in retrograde. It's going to be in the sign of Pisces, which is a very dreamy and very sensitive sign. So during the month of March, be really careful of your communication. Be really careful of not letting things unsaid, or leaving a conversation where you kind of, well, I don't really know what happened, or I'm not quite sure, where you're not 100% sure what's been said or what you need to do next. So make sure you clarify things, right? Don't leave it just like kind of like maybe 70% you're sure and 100% and there's still doubt in there. So make sure you clarify things. Make sure you don't rush into things during this month, because anything you start around March 5th or during the retrograde period, it's gonna have delays. The same thing goes for relationships too. I feel like during this specific retrograde, it's gonna be really easy to fall into the illusion of a relationship or an image that we create about a person that we really like. And once the retrograde is done, I feel like you're gonna see the person in a different light, and it might not be quite as you wanted it to be. So really be careful not to commit to anything just yet. Wait till the end of the March and then see how you feel then. And if you're 100% sure, 110% sure, do it, commit to it. So now getting back to the reading, this month I'm going to do, instead of doing a general reading, I'm just going to do a love reading, because relationships are important to all of us, and I feel like this is a part of our lives that is just so easy to be misunderstood, and it's just so easy to say something that is going to be taken a different way, or just, when you're angry or when you're upset with somebody, it's just kind of, instead of giving them a second chance, instead of clarifying things, it's just easier to take it in and not speak up. So I just want to give you some tools on how to, or maybe more insight on how this month is going to go for you. So we'll just focus on love specifically, and relationships in general. But if anything else comes up, yeah, we'll do that too. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull a couple of cards. I'm going to do recent, past, present. Well, no. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to do the first period of March, middle, and then the last. So we'll see what comes up for you. Okay, so for the first period, we got 2 cards. Okay, so we have the 3 of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups in reversed. We have the 4 of Swords. Okay, let's see what else. For the second half of the month, let's see what comes up for you. 9 of Swords in reversed. Okay. We have the Chariot in reversed. Take it slow, don't rush, like I said. Queen of Pentacles in reversed. Okay, well, I think it's going to be a lot of introspection happening during the beginning to mid-month. And then at the last part of the month, we have 6 of Cups. The Lover is beautiful, and we're going to have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see what these cards look like for you, and let me just show you, and then I'll go one by one so you can see. I don't know if you can see all of them, but let's just do this. I'm gonna pull them up anyway so you can see. Well, okay, so let's start with the first row, shall we? Okay, so in the beginning of the month, you have the Three of Cups with the Knight of Cups in reversed, and then you have the Four of Swords. Now, if you put these two together, I feel like it's a lot of passion. So in the beginning of the month, you'll have it's a 3 and a 4, so right, it's kind of like you go from a 3 to a 4. Now, Three of Cups, it's you're really gonna enjoy it. You're gonna be it's gonna be a really social time for you during that period of time, like in the beginning, probably until like the 10th of the month. And then also with the Four of Swords, I feel like besides it kind of being very socially packed time, you also gonna have you know, with the Four of Swords, it's kind of almost makes me want to, like, that you're gonna want to say something, but you're gonna hold it back. And then you being an air sign, and then Swords being the suit of the air signs, I feel like this is gonna be almost like you kind of want to, but you're not sure. Do you say, do you not say, and how do you say it so you don't offend anybody, or you don't like say something that maybe might be misconstrued it in the, you know, so you don't affect the relationship. So I'll be mindful for that. And then we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Well, the Knight of Cups, when it's an upright, right, it's a love offer, or it's somebody that's kind of like is getting ready to be in a committed relationship, or thinks he's ready or she's ready. Now, when it's in reversed, I feel like, and if you look closely at this card, and if you pay attention to these people here in the background, I feel like for some of you that have had some issues in your relationship, I feel like it's going to come to a point where you're going to put that aside. You're not going to be thinking about it anymore. You're not going to be stressing about it. And you're going to be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not going to be waiting around for you. I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm not going to give you the energy. You know, you're not going to deplete yourself of the love that you have and to give it to somebody that's not deserving. So I think during that month, you're really going to realize, and I think this is where the Four of Swords is going to come through, where you're going to feel really tempted to say something, right? Because you might feel like you got hurt, or maybe you might feel like you got somehow, you know, maybe somebody really wronged you, and especially specifically with words, and they said something to you that was really offensive to you. So you might be really, really tempted to say something back. But I feel like for you, the biggest thing during the beginning, like around the 10th of the month, it's gonna be more like you're gonna focus on doing you. You're gonna focus on being more social, being more active, being really enjoying yourself, and really enjoying your sexuality, enjoying going out with friends. If you're dating, you're going to be dating a lot more people during this month, because you're going to realize, you know what, like, I'm done waiting. It's not worth it to wait. Now, for some of you, for a really small group of you, I feel like because I feel like you've been waiting for somebody to make a decision, to commit to you, or maybe they were in another relationship and you're waiting for them to drop that relationship. I feel like if in the beginning of the month until like around let's see, I would say the beginning next week or the beginning of the month, you would know the answer to that. You would know if they're going to be ready or not to commit to you, or if they're going to be ready to drop that relationship. Now, moving into the 10th or the 20th of March, we have the Nine of Swords in reversed, we have the Chariot in reversed, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reversed. Now, I would start with, just because all of these cards are reversed, I would just mention that I think it's more has to do with your internal world versus your external world. Now I'm going to put them this way so you can see how they look in upright position. So I feel it's more has to do with how you're going to feel during this month, what you're going to be thinking about, and what are your priorities going to lie. Now, because they're in reversed, I feel like with the Nine of Swords specifically and the Chariot, I think you're going to decide not to think about your finances as much as you're going to be focusing on really your mental health, on kind of like getting back on track of what you want to be, what you want to do, what your goals are. And you know, it's I think it's a really great time for you to do that because we have the new moon in the beginning of the month. So I would actually recommend not wait till the second part of the month, but kind of really start doing that, preparing yourself for setting new intentions and really thinking about what you really want going forward. Out of a relationship, out of what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, what does stability mean for you, what does abundance mean to you, you know, like what does pampering mean to you, what does confidence mean to you, and how does that, you know, come up in your life, and how can you manifest that as well, and if you can, like what is that, how would that look like for you, right? And then a really positive sign, I think it's with this like Nine of Swords, where I feel like you're going to dodge a bullet. I think because for some of you that are going to stop waiting for this person, I feel like that's going to make you so much more at ease, and you're finally going to be feeling so much lighter and so much more freer in doing what you want to do and going forward with something maybe new, you know, like maybe kind of getting closer. And then with the 9, you're really getting close to the end of a cycle, and I feel like it's going to be the end of you torturing yourself really, and really thinking about this other person. Do they like me? Do they not like me? Do they want to be with me? Do they not want to be with me? You know, so I feel like it's going to be, once you decide that for yourself, and I think you will in the first week of the month, it's going to be like almost a turnaround for you, where you're like, okay, well, I'm done waiting, I'm done, you know, worrying about it, and I'm done kind of torturing myself and like doing this, like teasing myself of like, oh, it's going to work, and then it's not going to work, or it's going to work, it's not, and going kind of back and forth on, you know, what is that you really expect out of this relationship. And then we have the Chariot. I think with the Chariot too, it's to me it's the card of you know, drive, motivation, intention, goal setting, achievement. Sometimes it's also the card of actual travel. So I think if you're planning to travel during March, during the month of March, I think maybe during like from the 10th to the 20th, it's probably a good time for you not to plan big travels. Try to stick to small travels. Don't like go too too far of a distance, right? You know, getting it back to the relationships, I feel like for you it's going to be a time to really slow down and really, really, really think and assess what does abundance mean to you? What is stability? What does confidence mean to you? And how does that show up for you? And how would you like it to show up for you? You know, don't rush things. Just kind of like let them develop. And not only that, but do it with intention. Do it with, from a place of, you know, like excitement. Because when you just go with the flow, it's nice that you're not rocking the boat, but at the same time, are you really respecting how you feel and your wants and your needs? And I think with the Queen of Pentacles and with the Chariot in reversed, I feel like this is where you really have to respect your needs and really, you know, have to think about what is that you want, what is that what in a relationships brings you security and stability. So during like the 10th to the 20th, I think it's a really good time to kind of slow down, journal as much as you can, really set intention, and really, really think about all of those things that I just mentioned before, you know, and really be intentional about it. Because when you set an intention, it has more chance of it manifesting because you put the effort into really thinking about how is that gonna be for you, you know, and then you're really putting out there what is that you want. Now, moving along into the third part of the month, so from the 20th to kind of the 30th, we have Six of Cups, the Lovers, and the Eight of Pentacles in reversed. Now, I'll start with the Six of Cups and the Lovers. Now, if you notice, they're both sixes, right? Six is like a card that comes after five. Five is a card of change, and six is kind of getting your footing back. Now, with the Six of Cups, I think it's like more... I think for some of you, that once you're going to do that introspection period, you're going to be thinking, some of you might get into the trap of, oh, that relationship was so nice, and you're going to be really nostalgic about the old times, or you're going to be nostalgic about the past relationships that you had. And it's nothing wrong with that. You actually might have people from the past coming up, and then them actually saying, oh, you know what, like that time, I wish I pursued this. I wish I was with you, but then because of circumstances, you know, they made another choice. But don't be surprised if you do have a few people in your life that's going to show up out of the blue and saying like, oh my God, I wish I pursued our relationship instead. And I think that's where the Lovers comes in. The Lovers is choice. And if you see on this card, right, it's like this man between two women, and then this woman is kind of looking in the mirror and seeing, kind of feeling and almost like regretful of, well, maybe not necessarily regretful. I feel like it's more like just remembering the good times and really being sad that maybe they are not here anymore. But I think it really has to do with past relationships that you had, and then they will definitely come up for you again in one way or another. Now, the last card that fell was Eight of Pentacles in reversed. Eight of Pentacles, and it's another card of stability. It's another card of abundance, right? But if you look in the upright position, I feel like there's two people that are so comfortable with each other that they just don't really need to talk. Both of them are kind of doing their own thing, and but doing something together at the same time and being really sweet. Well, especially one of the partners kind of being really, really sweet about it. Now, when it's in reverse, I feel like there's going to be some sort of an imbalance of give and take. I think there's going to be some sort of imbalance of effort put into the relationship. So maybe if you are in a committed relationship, maybe during this month you're going to feel like maybe you're not getting enough, or maybe you are the other partner that is giving too much and not realizing that you're not getting enough. So I think, and especially for you Libras, I think you're really, really good about assessing, you know, balancing things, right? You're really good at seeing where that should lie, where that scale is, right? So to end the month, I feel like coming from like this really introspection time, and the middle of the month was going to be really, really, I think it's going to be a really intense time for you, and it's going to be a really introspective time for you as well. So and then kind of moving into at the end of the month where you're going to have a lot of things from the past coming back up for you. You're going to either move forward and give them another chance, or you're going to be but at the same time, I kind of have to warn you that if you do give a chance to somebody from the past, you might feel like you're putting more effort than it actually than you're getting back. So be mindful of that. But let me pull some clarifiers and see what other messages come through with these cards, because I feel like, yeah, for you this is going to be a really intense month. It's going to be a lot of thinking that you'll have to do, and I think Libras, you're pretty good at that. So I think you like it. Secretly, I think you like it. Okay, let's see. So to clarify the Three of Cups, we have Death card. Well, what can I say with that one? I think it's For a small group of you, I think it's going to be the end of third parties. And like I said here, right? Somebody's going to commit. Somebody's going to make a decision between do they stay or do they go, or do they drop that other relationship? And it seems like they might be dropping that third party. It's going to be the end of, if you're the third party, they might be dropping you and really sticking to whatever the other relationship were. Or if you are in the committed relationship and then there's a third party involved, they will be dropping that third party. Let's see, let's clarify the Knight of Cups in reversed. Why is the Knight of Cups in reversed? The Queen of Wands, yes, again, the same message. It's somebody's going to be in your power in Libra. I feel like it's going to be you, but it could also be that maybe this like Queen of Wands, somebody from a fire sign that might be meddling into the relationship. And then I think this cat, it really kind of gives me a vibe of like sneaky behavior and somebody that's not quite, you know, upfront with you. And then again, because we're going to have Mercury retrograde, it's going to be a lot of like this confusion, a lot of illusions, a lot of like misunderstandings and miscommunication. So I would really, in the first week of the month, I would really be careful of communication with with fire signs for you, specifically with somebody that you know that might not be wanting your best. So kind of watch out for that. But on the positive, I think for some others of you, I think you're going to step into your power. I think you're going to be like, you know what, I'm done waiting. I am going to do my thing. I deserve better. And I think where this Queen of Cups Wands, see how like confident she is just sitting there, but at the same time she's okay with just being alone. So that's great. Okay, let's clarify the Four of Swords. Why is there the Four of Swords here? Let's see. The Star. Well, the Four of Swords is like, with the Star, it's like not really, I feel this is where it's gonna, that introspection, it's gonna propel you into that middle of the month where you're gonna start thinking and really assessing what is that you really want. Or is what you have now, is that something that you want to go forward with? You know, and then I think with with the Four of Swords, like I said before, where it's, you know, there's going to be this communication of like that you might hurt, or you might be repressing certain thoughts and certain feelings just because you don't want to hurt anybody. But at the same time, I feel like you will be hurting yourself. So, you know, I think it would be really important during this first week to really speak up, but really be honest with yourself as well. What is that you really want? And, you know, and then kind of make that known, but make that known in a way that is not aggressive, that is not accusatory. It's more from a place of, you know, like, this is what I want, right? Okay, moving along. Why is there the Knight of Swords in reverse? So we have the Eight of Pentacles. So another Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Swords clarifying the Eight of Pentacles clarifying the Nine of Swords. It's like, yes, you realize that it's not worth your time and mental energy to put into something that is not working. So you're going to be focusing on what is working for you, right? So that middle of the month, it's the introspection is going to be crucial for you. Then we have the Two of Cups clarifying the Chariot, and yes, this is beautiful. Once you decide to drop things that are no longer worth for you, once you decide to drop the stress and like the mental anxiety of relationships that bring you all of that, you're going to find that there's somebody out there for you that is really willing to wait for you, that is there for you. And I wonder if it's going to be somebody from the past that's going to come up and going to be like, oh, I waited so long for you and finally you're available and I'm so happy that you're available. I have a feeling that that's going to happen for some of you. Okay, why is there the Queen of Pentacles? Let's see. Three of Wands. And again, like I said, I think a lot of these kind of almost clarify what I said before. It's like, what is that what does stability mean for you? What does security mean for you? What is that you want for the future? What is that brings you abundance? And really, what does the future hold for you when it comes to relationships? And I think it's for not only for you that are single, but it's also for you that are in committed relationships. I think for you, March is going to be a crucial time where you're going to see a lot of things coming up from the past, and maybe you put aside, or maybe you put like, oh, maybe I'll deal with them later, maybe I'll have this conversation later. But it's going to really come up for you because it's caused you so much stress and so much anxiety just by putting it off, that you're going to be like, no, it's time to deal with it. Because if you don't, it's going to really, really be there, and it's not going to allow you to move forward. So let's see what's this Six of Cups for you. Why is there a Six of Cups here? The 2. Oh my God, I love this. Oh my God. I really feel like for some of you, you're really going to have somebody. Oh my God, I'm like, my heart is so full for you, Libras. I feel like really there's somebody in your life that you know that is just waiting for you, and so patiently and so sweetly and so, they just have so much love for you, and they just really see you having a life together, but they're just patiently waiting for, or you're waiting for somebody that you know that you're meant to be together, and but it's somebody that you already know, and maybe really the circumstances, the timing was not right, but I think now it is right. I think it's gonna, because we have the 2 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and then we have the Lovers too, which is another card of relationships and commitments and partnerships, right? Now let's clarify the Lovers. The Knight of Cups, yes. Somebody coming with an offer, somebody dropping that third party, or you're going to be dropping that person. You're going to be realizing that you want to commit to somebody that is willing to offer you stability, that's willing to offer you love and that sweetness and, like, you know, things that you really want out of a relationship. And then lastly, let's clarify the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Why is there the 8 of Pentacles in reversed? Oh my God, Ace of Cups. There's new love coming for you, Libras. There's new love coming for you. And maybe it's somebody that you know, and I have a feeling it's somebody that you know. And look, how beautiful is this? We start the month with the Death. I feel like it's going to be for most of you, it's going to be, maybe it's not a third party, maybe there is just a situation in your life, maybe it's just like, maybe it's actually two, you know, whatever the circumstance is, but it's something that's hindering your relationship. But it's, you start the month with kind of reassessing, and then almost like demanding, really knowing your boundaries, and kind of like, you know what, this is not working for me anymore. You know, I want something different, where I want something more, and I deserve better, or I deserve more. And then guess what? At the end of the month, you're getting it, because you're doing the work, because you're really assessing, and because you're really deciding for yourself that you're not going to put work into something that's not worth it. You're not going to put your energy into some relationship that is not worth it, but instead you're going to trust and move forward with something that you know it's coming, and someone that you know that is going to be willing to give you the love that you deserve, and you're going to be doing that the same for them. So beautiful, beautiful way to finish the month. Now let's pour an oracle card. I'm so excited for you, Libras. This is going to be wonderful. It's going to be a beautiful month. But you really have to do the work. You really have to set those intentions and really think about, you know, what is that relationship for you? You know, I won't say perfect, because no relationship is perfect. But what is that, like, that relationship that where you are right now will bring you happiness and joy? And, you know, somebody that you can be yourself, you know, and somebody that would cherish you as an individual versus trying to change you, right? Okay, so let's pull one oracle card for you. And let's see. Time for a nap. It's almost like taking a step back, right? Not rushing into things, not really forcing things to happen. And really that second and soulmates. Oh my God, Libras. Oh my, look. Oh wow. I'm just like, you know, my heart is beating so fast and I'm like so excited for you. There's just so much happiness coming for you, and there's just like really long-term commitment is coming for you. Really, there's going to be relationships for a lot of you. There's going to be, you know, this is the month where, even though it's going to be a month where I would hold on and to really committed to anything. And I think that's why the Ace of Cups comes at the end of the month, because that's when we're going to be done with the retrograde. And I think this is where you're going to really see things for what they are. But you know that it's coming. Know that that partner you're looking for and that relationship that you're looking for that is long term is coming. It is coming. And I'll leave you with that, Libras. I wish you a wonderful month. I wish you a happy month, and I wish you a lot of, you know, do a lot of journaling, do a lot of introspections, and really think for yourself what is that you really want out of a relationship. Okay, that's it for now, and I'll see you in April. But if you, in the meantime, if you like the video, if you resonated with it, please like it. And if you want to see what's in store for you in April, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you then. Bye.